I talk about leverage all the time, so I want y'all to see this. So I'm always looking at different ways I can leverage my business entities in credit. So I'm here in Atlanta, and there's this website called Loopnet. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but Loopnet's powerful. And what Loopnet does is it gives you the ability to look up different types of things, whether it's residential income, whether it's multifamily, commercial, restaurant, doesn't matter. You can go to loopnet.com and do your search. So when I'm doing my Loopnet search, I'm looking for multifamily places. And I'm specifically looking for multifamily places that are under $1 million. Now, multifamily, all that means is it's more than one unit. So if you look here, this is a multifamily unit I found right here in Atlanta, in Midtown, in a good location. And one of the things I realized, you've got conforming mortgages and mortgage rates and all of this, but when you do a multifamily property, there's a couple of different ways you can get it financed, but typically the amount of mortgage you can get on a multifamily is higher than you can on a traditional single family. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I'm still working on all the details, but if you already have equity in another property, depending upon how you gift or 1035 exchange, you technically in some scenarios can leverage the equity for one property to purchase another property. So why am I telling you guys all of this? Number one is financial education. Number two, this property right here is one that I'm considering purchasing by leveraging the equity from another property. But the other thing is there's some lenders that will allow you to get financing if it already has cash flow. Meaning, this property right here is already cash flowing. I've already done the numbers. It's already cash flowing $63,000 a year. Okay, it's already doing this. And it's going right now for about $925,000. So let me break down the numbers real quick. So this means if I want to go out and get this thing funded or financed, typically if it's an investor mortgage, you can get funded for up to 75%, 75 to 80% depending upon the loan. But the other thing is now I got to come with the down payment. Now, I just broke down, if you have another property sale you make, or if you have an existing property, or you can gift equity, and then that equity can cover the down payment for that property, and then boom, now you got a cash flow producing asset covering the mortgage note, right? Because on this property, I already did the math. I think the mortgage, actually I don't know what the mortgage would be, but I know for a fact it's not more than $35,000, $40,000 a year. If it's already cash flowing $63,000, then boom. But here's another thing. Right now, we have something called vacation rentals. Now, when you stop and you look at the math, a vacation rental is like an Airbnb, VRBO, all these different processes where you can rent out your rooms just like a hotel would, but you can make more cash flow. So when I stopped and I looked at the numbers, I said, hey, look, this is 1 bedrooms, 1 2-bedroom, right? So I looked at it based off this area and where we are in Midtown Atlanta. You can probably technically rent out each room 20 nights per year. Moral of the story, I saw how I can make $11,000 per month on that route if I were just to do a traditional, do the vacation rental. Or I could do a combination of both. I can have 2 rentals and 2 vacation units, but essentially cash flow that bad boy. But the whole key to this is leverage. It's all about leverage, right? So you want to start with going out and acquiring a property first, and then making sure that that property already has good equity, and then figuring out how you can strategically leverage that equity to buy another asset, right? That's what makes sense. But the other thing, as I wrap this up, is all of this is being done not necessarily using my personal credit. It's being done leveraging my business's credit. And in some scenarios, and this is a key point of education, you can personally guarantee the loan, but it not show up on your personal credit as long as you have an entity or some other structure involved to cover the liability. And that's the power of this, guys. So number one, leverage somebody else's money to grow your net worth. But if I'm looking at this particular transaction, this is going to build up my net worth. I'm going to leverage somebody else's money to acquire it, but still have the cash flow coming in to cover it and then do whatever I want to do with. So at the end, if I choose to keep doing this, I can take the free cash flow and go out and live my life, buy a Lamborghini, do whatever I want to do, because now I got extra cash flow to cover the note or the debt service to take care of that as well.